So a strategy I like to use, especially in the first week or two of class, is to help students find a buddy in the class. And there's lots of different things we can use the buddy for. A purpose that I find is that it's very helpful for students who may not easily connect with another student in the class, you know, because they're maybe very shy, or they may, English may not be their first language. So this way, for sure, they'll have somebody. It can be used when we're doing pair work in class. It can be used for them to have a partner for an assignment. And it's definitely used pretty regularly in my classes for students to process any feelings that they're having about work that we're doing in the classroom. So what I'll do in the first class, or the second if there's not enough time, is to suggest to everybody that they are going to find a partner. I always let them choose themselves, but I always also suggest that they not go directly to somebody they may already be friends with. And that this is an opportunity for them to get to know somebody that they may not have been easily connected to, and hopefully somebody that's really different from them. We tend to have our friends be a lot like who we are. And so this is a real opportunity to meet perhaps somebody that they don't know and who has different life experience, and then they can learn from each other in that way as well. So I do that whole blurb, and then I say, okay, everybody stand up, find somebody. And if they, you know, after about 30 seconds, if they have not yet found anybody, I ask who still doesn't have a partner, and then I help them to find somebody. And then what I'll do in the class, so for example, there may be a film and it may have an emotional impact. So after that, I'll say, okay, find your buddy, and each of you will now listen to each other. And there's a particular way that I suggest they listen, which is that they actually take turns, that it's not a conversation, that one person speaks, the other person listens. I will often time it, which you don't have to do unless you're prepared to call switch, to make sure that the other partner gets a turn and one listens and the other speaks. They can ask questions, but I often will ask them, who's the question for? And is it really for you, or is it for the person you're listening to? Because your job is to be the listener, and if it's not a useful question to the listener, it may not be useful. So if there are assignments, you could say you're doing the assignment with your buddy. It's mostly for processing, but it can be really for lots of purposes, especially if one of them is absent and the other can pick up missed materials for them.